Hey guys, Tony here, and back again to do another recent vinyl editions video. Um, got a few things here, not too much. Slowing down, being a little more particular with my purchases, but I do have a handful of things that I want to show. Um, First off, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I hadn't mentioned it before, but I have over 200 subscribers now, and that's kind of really cool. I mean, it's surprising to me that I have that many. As I've said before in other videos, like I never thought I'd make a YouTube video for any reason. Obviously, as you could tell by my name, I mean, it's the most ridiculous name. So when I created it, I never thought I'd make a video. But Dan in Canada and a few other people really inspired me to not only show my collection, but also, you know, dig a little deeper into music and discover a lot of new stuff, which I have, and it's been really great. So, and I also wanted to give a really big thank you to Big Star 1000. Man, your musical tastes are just awesome. You've given me a lot of different ideas and different ways to look at music, and I really appreciate that. I've been on a big krautrock kick. Um, I never really got into krautrock, through all my years. Like, just I've heard of it. I heard it can, but I just never checked them out. I don't know why, and it's my loss really. But I'm really glad I'm getting into it now because there's so much great music out there, and there's still so much to discover. So he made a video. I forget under which context he was talking about this. Might have been a thread video, but he brought up Can's Future Days, which this isn't a new find. I've had this for a couple months. And I went back from what he said. I mean, it just really inspired me. He said this album should really be up there with a Sgt. Pepper's or, Exile on Main Street kind of thing. Like, it's one of those albums that's that great. And so I went back and listened to it again, and I gotta agree. This is such a creative, brilliant album, and it's a real pleasure to listen to it. I like the whole. He pointed out the theme where it's a lot of like the ocean, and check out his video. I mean, but a fantastic album, and I'm really glad I went back and listened to it again. I've been listening to my Can albums a lot more, and I'm really been getting into them, and trying to get into other bands too. Um, another one here that, again, I'd never checked out, and I wish I got into them earlier, but I'm glad I am now. The band Noi, another krautrock band. I guess these guys were in Kraftwerk, I believe, and they went off and started their own project, which is Noi, and this is their album, Noi 75. I was hoping to find their debut, but still, they had this at the record store, and I grabbed it, and it was a beautiful, beautiful album. Just great music to put on and really sit down and listen to. Just really creative, brilliant stuff. I've been reading a lot about krautrock and the whole movement in Germany in the 60s and 70s. And I never really thought about it, but it's true. Like, there's been some comments about how Robert Johnson, basically, in Big Star 1000 said it himself, he's basically the father of all Western music, all blues-influenced music. And everything that's, come after that, rock and roll and the blues have kind of come from him and that time. Whereas in Europe, in Germany, they didn't want to do music that was, blues-based. They didn't want to do American music. So they really experimented and tried to come up with their own sound, and it's really awesome. Like, this is, intended to not be blues-based at all. There's a really great documentary on YouTube about krautrock. It's in, I think, quite a few parts, 4 or 5 parts. BBC documentary, and it's really interesting, and I highly recommend you guys check that out. But great album, and I want to find more by these guys and a number of other krautrock bands. So yeah, thanks a lot, Big Star 1000. And another one I need to thank Big Star 1000 for is The Raincoats, their debut album, punk band, female punk band, and this has been called like a precursor to the whole Riot Girl movement in the 90s, I guess. But really cool punk album, post-punk, I guess. Big Star 1000 again featured this, and I had heard of this on Incesticide, the Nirvana album, which I showed recently. In the liner notes, Kurt Cobain, he writes this whole letter, basically acknowledging a lot of different people and different bands and things like that, in the really creative way that he wrote, really interesting way that he wrote. If you ever read his journals, really out there stuff. But he tells a story about how he was in London, and he basically wanted to find this Raincoats LP. So he went to the Rough Trade music store. I guess they have a shop, to find this, and they didn't have it. But the woman there said she lives right next door to I believe it was Anna, who's right here. She's a neighbor of hers, and that Anna worked in an antique shop. So she gave Kurt directions, and he went there, met her. He felt really embarrassed about it, going there to meet her. Excuse me. And she said she had copies of this album at home, and that she'd send him one. Well, months later or something, a copy arrived, and it was just really cool. It was autographed and things. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So I had heard of the Raincoats, but I decided to check them out. I saw this at the record store, and I grabbed it. And really cool stuff, lo-fi, and but still well done. They also do a cover of Lola, which is also very good. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. Very cool album. Here's one I have not listened to yet, but I've heard a lot of cool things about it. Some people call it like a psychedelic masterpiece. But yeah, I haven't listened to it yet, so I can't really say. But it's Gandalf, and this is their one and only album. It was released on Capitol. I want to say in 1969. This band actually had another name, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but the record company, Capitol, kind of forced them to change their name to Gandalf. And what happened was their album came out. They didn't do any publicity for it. They didn't really push the album. And another thing that happened was when it first came out, they put the wrong LP inside the sleeve. And so that kind of just ruined them in a way. The album didn't sell. But over the years, people have picked up on it, and like a lot of great albums, just gained momentum that way over the years. And Sundays reissued this, I think, in like 2002, and then they also put together Gandalf 2, which is a lot of demos and alternate tracks and unreleased stuff. I haven't heard that either, but I've seen it. Depending on how I feel about this, maybe I'll pick that up too. But yeah, this is. They said Sundays reissued it. It's what I read, but this doesn't say Sundays anywhere on it. And as many of you know, Sundays tend to put their name all over everything. So I think this is actually the Capitol reissue. If you look at the LP, it has the Capitol label. But yeah, I haven't listened to it yet, so I'll have to maybe comment on it after I listen to it. I'm sure I'll find a reason to show it again if I really dig it. So here's one that I've seen on the on YouTube from you guys a lot, and just decided to pick it up. I've wanted to check out this band, and I gotta say, this is an awesome LP, 2 LP set, and very just, I don't know another way to describe it except really beautiful music. And I think Mr. Hall of Fame pointed out that the titles of their songs have nothing to do with the actual sound of the music, which is cool. But it's Muguai, I guess is how you say that. Hardcore will never die, but you will. And as he said too, there's nothing hardcore about this. But I wanted to check these guys out, and I'm really glad I did. I'll have to check out their back catalog as well. I know they have. I saw a song on YouTube by them called I'm Jim Morrison, I'm Dead. And there's also on here, You're Lionel Richie, How to Be a Werewolf, just really interesting titles. I love everything about this album. I love the photography of this different cityscapes, and even on the sleeves themselves, there's different photographs, which I thought was really neat. It's really well done by Sub Pop. I tend to find that Sub Pop really, sometimes some of their releases, it's not the highest quality stuff that they use, but this one I think they did a pretty good job with. And again, a 2 LP set and really beautiful music. I listened to it all the way through when I brought it home. I definitely have to listen to it more, but I liked what I heard, so I'll definitely check out more by them. This next one, as I pointed out, I ordered and I received the wrong LP. And I gotta say that Amazon was awesome. Really, I couldn't ask for anything better. I told them about the mistake, and they quickly sent out what I ordered. I've yet to send back the one that I received by mistake, which I have to soon, or they'll charge me for it. But yeah, they sent this out real quick. Wilco's being there, and I think this is Wilco, like at the height of their creativity, of their songwriting. Just a gorgeous album. The whole thing is really great. Great songs on it all the way through. Some of my favorites are Misunderstood, Out of Sight, Out of Mind, Say You Miss Me. I've always liked that song. Some other ones here. Sunken Treasure, Someday Soon, someone else's song, Kingpin, Why Would You Want to Live, The Lonely One, Dreamer in My Dreams. Just really great album by Wilco. Great band. I had the pleasure of seeing them live, front row, when they opened up for Neil Young at Madison Square Garden in 2007. And great show. It was Everest, Wilco, and Neil Young. And front row, I mean, I stood for about 8 hours that day waiting in line, and the show, which was standing. That's how I got to be front row. But it was well worth it, and a great night of music. That they played basically probably just shy of a full set, and Neil came on and played till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was a great show. Another one here. I showed you my replacements. Sorry, Ma, forgot to take out the trash. Here's another original replacements. Hootenanny. Another great album. Very big in the underground scene of the 80s. This received a lot of college radio airplay. And again, I found this on eBay, and beautiful, beautiful copy, mint. This one still had the shrink wrap on it, and it sold at Tower Records for $7.99, brand new. Still has the price tag. I'm always for taking off the shrink wrap, but I'm kind of undecided on this one. I have a couple others that still have their shrink wrap on it, and I'm a big... I really believe you should take the shrink wrap off usually. But in this case, I don't know. I mean, it's protected and done pretty good. The vinyl's not warped at all. I mean, it wasn't sealed, so I may leave it on there. But yeah, Twin Tone Hootenanny, an original, and another one that's just kind of hard to find. You don't see too many of these albums around. Here's the Twin Tone label. In really great condition. The vinyl is like mint. And this, I forget exactly what I spent on it. I think it was $25, $30, which in my opinion isn't that bad. I mean, I paid $60 for Sorry Ma, I Forgot to Take Out the Trash. And to me that was worth it. Just a great album, that both of these that I'll probably never get rid of, so not too bad. And this last one here, I picked up for just a few dollars. It's funny because Derek Vaughn, he showed a video of kind of showcasing King Crimson, and the day before I'd actually picked this album up. So, and it's not the greatest album in the world, but it's still a pretty cool find. Something cool to have. It's King Crimson USA, and this is their it's a live album. They recorded this live. And I I gotta say the performances are awesome, but sound quality I don't think is that great. But still, very cool to have. I have another King Crimson album on the way. So, but yeah, 21st Century Schizoid Man, Lark's Tongues in Aspic, Lament, Ashbury Park. Just a great live album by a fantastic band. So there you go. So guys, that's it. I'll probably have another video up fairly soon when I get some new LPs. I've been enjoying everybody's videos. There's been a lot, and it's been really cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, and leave me some comments. Take care.